How are you all? Today, we are going to watch No Way Up. In the beginning of the movie, we see two friends named Jed and Kyle who are in the airport. Actually, Jed, Kyle, and Jed's girlfriend Eva are going to a place called Cabo for a few days to celebrate their holidays. Now, these two see two more people there who have a kit of scuba divers. For now, if we talk about Eva, she is actually the daughter of the governor, because of which her father has sent a bodyguard named Brandon with Eva, and Jed doesn't like this at all. Eva says that they will not disturb us. I have been watching them since childhood, and for this reason I respect them a lot. That's why I can't tell them to go back. In the meantime, we also see an old couple who have come with their granddaughter for the flight to Cabo. The name of this old couple is Hank and Mandy, and their granddaughter's name is Rose. Rose has no one in this world other than these two, so these three are also going to Cabo on holidays. Now, while going inside, Rose dropped her teddy. Although she is 10 years old, but she still loves her childhood teddy. She is a great attachment. Now, for her, that teddy was very important, so she runs out. Meanwhile, she also collides with Eva and her coffee falls because of this collision. Eva scolds her first, but then she feels sorry for her, so she goes back and brings her teddy. Along with giving it, she also says sorry to Rose. After that, they also become good friends. Here, Hank also meets Eva. Then Eva goes to see Brandon alone. He says to Eva that if your friends don't like me coming, then I will go back now. But Eva forbids him. She says that I feel something strange today. I don't know why. That's why I want you to stay here. Here in the conversation, we come to know that Brandon used to consider Eva's mother as his sister. Her death was due to drowning, but Brandon was not with them at that time, and he is also very sorry about this. For now, all these people start riding in the plane one by one, where we also see flight attendant Danilo, who is showing everyone their seats very well, and he is very good at his work. For now, we can see that very few people have come on this flight, because this is a morning flight, and after that, there is a lot of crowd in all the flights. Then all of them start their journey, and because of a bug in the air, the main part of the plane catches fire. Because of this, a layer of air breaks and falls into the plane, and the plane breaks. Because of this, everyone starts pulling in the air, and everyone is trying to save themselves, but there is no benefit. Someone's head becomes a chutney by coming in between the seats. So many people get scared by pulling inside the turbine. Most of the people were killed. Then when the plane falls down, the plane falls in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Now we see that Eva, Jed, and Kyle are still alive. Although Kyle's bones had broken and came out, Eva sees that the front part of the plane has completely sunk into the water, but water has not reached these people yet. Apart from this, Danilo is also alive. Meanwhile, these people see that Brandon is still alive. Who is bringing Rose out of the water? Along with Mandy was also there, but he was not coming to his senses. Then Danilo starts giving him CPR, and luckily Mandy is saved. As soon as Mandy comes to his senses, she first sees Rose. Then she asks about Hank, so Brandon tells her that Hank could not be saved. And then knowing this, she also cries a lot. Now the part of the plane where these people were. There was an airlock because of the low pressure, as in the submarine, and that's why water did not reach them. But they are in a lot of depth, so for a long time this thing will not be able to stop the water from filling. They will have to do anything to get out of here. Besides, these people were very low in the water, so they could not even go up without breathing. Danilo tells Brandon that during the crash, the pilot had already told about the crash on the radio, so it may be that help will come. But for now, they had to do something to save them. There were some oxygen cylinders present there. Mandy had told Brandon about this, that the cylinder was with a man behind me. Then, to bring it, Brandon goes into the water. Makes you want to go and see, but Mandy says to Brandon, "If possible, come with my husband Hank's cap." Brandon sees that he does not get oxygen cylinders, but there she suddenly attacks him by saying a shriek. Somehow he escapes and comes back in a very injured condition, but he definitely gives Mandy the cap of Hank and says to Ava, "I will not be able to take care of you now. You will have to take care of yourself." As he says so, Brandon is pulled by a shark, and seeing this, all of them are in a bad state. Everyone is scared and quickly goes into the compartment. That means now there was one more problem in front of them. Ava is very saddened by Brandon's death because she had been with him since childhood. For now, they had to wait for him. So Mandy turns the magazines and plastered them in Kyle's hands. Mandy was actually a nurse in the army. She had met Hank during the Iraq War. Hank was also an army soldier at that time. The scene now turns the other way, where we see that a helicopter is looking for them in the ocean, but they do not find any clue. Now its pilot tells that we have only half an hour of fuel available. After that, we will have to return. Here, Ava and everyone else are talking to each other, that somehow they have to bring the cylinders. But before that, they have to distract the attention of the shark. It is said every day that the teacher in the school told me that sharks do not like bubbles. Then Kyle gets angry and says that now we will work on what a child says. Meanwhile, the ship starts to slip in the water, and in the water, it hangs a little on one more depth. Everyone understands that the plane will not be able to handle this pressure for a long time, and it will break. In the meantime, the pilot sees the ship's hull from the helicopter, so they come with 2 scuba divers. So they send them to find that plane in the water. They also find the plane, and seeing them, Ava and everyone else are very happy inside the plane. Then suddenly there is something else, and the sharks attack these scuba divers, and they are eaten alive. Actually, there was a corpse here. So the sharks were attracted to this thing and were roaming around this plane. Then Ava tries to move forward from the inside of the water with courage so that she can see where the scuba divers' cylinders are, but nothing is visible from a distance in the water. Jed also starts to move forward by climbing the seat. Then suddenly his leg slips and he falls into the water. He had to fall into the water that the shark attacks him again, but everyone else had caught Jed and Ava, so they save him. But in all this, the shark is completely kept under Jed's feet. Then Mandy bandages him so that the blood stops. Ava also takes care of Jed. Seeing all this, Rose gets very scared. Then Kyle remembers that I had seen some people in the airport who had scuba divers' suits. Their bag must be green. So what was it then? Now Danilo tells where the stuff is kept. Ava takes a flare and starts going that way, where there is water everywhere. Meanwhile, these scuba divers who have been eaten by the sharks, they think that they haven't come yet. And the fuel was very low. That's why they go back, so that they can come with more help. On this side, Ava finds that green bag in the water with great difficulty, which she somehow brings up. After opening this bag, they find 4 scuba divers' suits and glasses. Then suddenly there is a stir in the ship, and these people start looking outside. Meanwhile, Mandy sees that Jed is not able to breathe anymore, and he is dead. She tells everyone about this, and Kyle also cries a lot with Ava. In the meantime, there is a little stir again, and the front part of the plane breaks and goes deeper, so now the water starts to increase. That means people can't stop here anymore. If they stop, they will be killed. Then Ava makes a plan that we can create a problem with this small carbon dioxide gas container and scare the sharks, as Rose said, and then scuba divers will take oxygen from the oxygen tanks, and they will leave while taking oxygen. There, Ava says to Rose that you stay with me, and one of those 2 oxygen tanks will be fixed near Rose. The rest of the people will take oxygen from the same tank again and again. Now Kyle is scared in the water, so he gets a little scared. Ava also gives him the courage to do it. Now, before going here, Mandy promises Ava that if anything happens to me, you will take care of Rose. For this, Ava says yes. Ava and Rose go ahead of everyone, on which the shark attacks, but Ava scares them from the bubble and drives them away. That means Rose's idea worked. Friends, here Mandy had refused before wearing the suit, saying that she is a very good swimmer. She doesn't need a suit. She asks Danilo and Kylie to go ahead, and she stops there. That means she did this because one suit was reduced. And in the next moment, she dies because the water in that place is increasing. Danilo and Kyle also see this. Here, in this fear, Kyle's hand leaves the bubble maker, and he is terribly scared. What to do now? So that's it. His number had also come. He is attacked by the shark and killed badly. Danilo also sees this, but what could he have done? He also moves forward. Here Ava gets an oxygen tank. Danilo goes to him and tells him in signs that the other 2 people have died. Then the 3 of them move forward after taking oxygen quickly. Danilo moves forward with Rose. At the same moment, Ava faces a shark. Seeing her, Ava doesn't make any movement at all, and that shark quietly leaves from in front of her without harming her. At the same time, suddenly the rest of the ship starts to fall into more depth, because of which Danilo and Rose go ahead, but Ava stays behind. Then she somehow comes out while struggling, where she sees that neither Danilo is there nor Rose. She somehow comes on the water while calling them. All her hopes had been broken, but at the same time, she is still there. A helicopter comes there, which takes Ava up, and she sees that Danilo and Rose are already on board, and Ava is very happy to see them alive. Rose then asks Mandy about it, so Ava tells her that she couldn't survive, but as I promised her, I will take care of you. Rose is sticking to Ava, and for Hank, she drops her teddy bear in the water. Only these 3 of them survived, which was not less than a miracle. So friends, with this amazing survival thriller movie ends here. The video was good. Please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye. Take care of yourself. And finally, thanks for watching.